Have you ever felt that life flows best when you stop forcing things? When you let go of rigid control, things often fall into place naturally. But what does it really mean to go with the flow? Is it just passivity, or is there a deeper principle at work? In Taoism, there's a concept called Ziren, often translated as nature or spontaneity. But this word holds a far deeper meaning than its everyday use. In fact, it shares profound similarities with a mystical phrase from Kabbalah. Aya Asher Aya, I will be what I will be. These two ideas, from completely different traditions, point to a universal truth about existence itself. 1. What does Ziren in Dao Fa Ziren really mean? In the Tao Te Ching, we find the phrase Dao Fa Ziren, often translated as Tao follows nature. But in Taoist philosophy, Ziren doesn't just mean the natural world. Instead, it refers to ***, a way of being that arises spontaneously, without external force, without artificial interference, and without striving for a specific purpose. Ziren is not just nature. In modern Chinese, typically means the environment or natural laws. But in Taoism, Ziren means self-soness of things being what they are purely by their own essence without being shaped by external control. It represents a state of existence that is entirely self-sustaining and self-unfolding. Think about a river flowing downhill. It doesn't need to be pushed, it flows because that's what water does. That's Ziren things happening naturally, according to their own inner nature without being forced. 2. The connection between Aya Asher Aya and Dao Fa Ziren. Now, let's look at something fascinating. In the book of Exodus, when Moses asks for God's name, the response is Aya Asher Aya. This is usually translated as I am who I am, but a more accurate translation would be I will be what I will be. This phrase suggests *** continuous becoming rather than a fixed identity ***. And here's where it connects to *** Ziren ***. The fluidity of being. Aya Asher Aya expresses an unfolding process. God is not a fixed entity, but an existence that is constantly revealing and manifesting itself. This aligns with Taoism's idea of Tao as an eternal flow, where everything is in a state of transformation and becoming, self-unfolding and self-manifestation. The Hebrew word Aya is in the future tense, meaning I will become. This suggests that God's existence is not static, but a continuous, self-rising process. Similarly, Ziren in Taoism describes things emerging and flowing naturally without being forced by an external power. In both Taoism and Kabbalah, true existence is not something rigid and predefined, it is an organic, self-generating process. 3. Taoism and Kabbalah's concept of infinity. Both traditions also share a striking idea about infinity. In Kabbalah, the ultimate divine state is called Ein Sof, which means the infinite. It is an entity, but an endless, boundless state of potential. Ein Sof and Tao as nothingness. Ein Sof is described as beyond existence and non-existence, much like the Taoist concept of Wu, nothingness, from which all things emerge. Tao is not a being, it is the source of all being, yet beyond all definitions. Emanation versus spontaneity. In Kabbalah, everything comes into existence through a process called emanation zilit, where divine energy flows down through different levels of reality. This is remarkably similar to the Taoist cosmology. Tao gives 1 gives 2 gives 3 gives 10,000 things, the emergence of multiplicity from unity. Ein Sof gives, Keter gives, Chokmah gives, Bina gives, 10 Sephiro, the unfolding of divine presence in the world. Both systems describe how the infinite gives rise to the finite not through force, but through a natural process of unfolding. 4. What does Dao Fa Ziren truly mean? By comparing Taoism with Kabbalah, we see that Dao Fa Ziren is not just about following nature passively, it expresses a profound principle of spontaneous self-existence. Point 1. Tao is self-unfolding, just as Aya Asher Aya expresses perpetual becoming. Tao is not a fixed thing. It is a dynamic, self-revealing process. 2. Tao operates without force, just as Ein Sof emanates without coercion. Tao Fa Zion doesn't mean we must submit to external nature, but rather that things emerge freely, according to their own essence. Point 3. Tao embodies both infinity and finiteness. Like Ein Sof, Tao is both beyond all things and present in all things. 5. Conclusion: Zion as a transcendent state of being. The Zion in Tao Fa Zion is not just about nature in the modern sense. It is a transcendent way of existence, a state of being that unfolds naturally without external imposition. This aligns closely with the mystical meaning of Aya Asher Aya, which describes an ever-unfolding, self-manifesting being. Final thought: ultimately, Tao Fa Zion can be understood as greater than. Tao follows the principle of spontaneous self-existence not through external law, but by its own infinite unfolding. And just like in Kabbalah, where God reveals himself as I will be what I will be, Taoism teaches that true existence is not fixed, it is a process, a flow, a becoming. So, what does this mean for us? It means that trying to rigidly control everything in life goes against the natural way of things. Instead, when we align with Zion, we live in harmony not by forcing, but by allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. That is the true essence of Tao Fa Zion.